Right then, Falconer. Now, if you know me, you know that when I started playing Last Epoch, my main and the character I enjoyed the most for 95% of my playthrough has been the Rogue or the Archer. I don't even remember the name. I think it's a Rogue. Is it a Rogue? I think it's a Rogue. Fuck, man. I confused by all of the what's it called? All of the IRPGs that I play that have a similar what's it called? A similar freaking yeah, it is the Rogue. Okay, similar names like Archer, Rogue, Hunter, all that shit. Anyway, so yeah, Rogue, my favorite, and probably the one I've been excited for the most is the Falconer reveal. Not gonna lie, I have seen a preview of some of the abilities. Not a big fan, not a big fan. However, what I do like is that it is both for melee and for ranged. So I am excited about that because I like changing up my playstyle, especially if I can go from melee to range, range to melee kind of thing, especially if I have a combo to do that, which I don't think I have with Falconer, but we'll see right now what we are playing with. Let's go, Ziz.
Collaboration with Max Troll. I present the Falconer.
Look how he hit his other hand because he knows, like, oh fuck. If he goes the other hand, like, I'm fuck. What do you mean Falconer? It's Falconer. It's Falconer. It's not Falconer. If this was Falconer, it would be another E after the R. Falconer. I don't care. My English is right.
The Falconer is the final mastery.
Oh, let me see that. Is that new? Oh yeah. There was a new mobility skill. It shares cooldown with dash though. I feel like dash would still be superior, but we'll see.
Is the final mastery
but that is sick.
Coming to
I like
Epoch, making its way to Terra
that is
on
nice.
February 21st for the launch of the game.
I don't like the graph.
The Falconer is the final.
Yeah, not a fan of these feathers, man. They look like they're like not sharp at all. I would have rather seen like some like Xayah feathers or like similar to Xayah feathers from League of Legends, but yeah, not a fan of these feathers. Not a fan.
Coming to Last Epoch, making its way to
yeah,
Terra.
It doesn't look like it should do a lot of damage. It does some, I guess, but like it doesn't look like it should.
February 21st for the launch of the game. This subclass focuses on your feathery friend, who's the main driving force behind your skills.
What was that?
This subclass focuses on your feathery friend, who's the main driving force behind your skills as a rogue. If you enjoy raining death from above, besting your enemies with a sword, bow, or talon, and swiftly maneuvering the battlefield, the Falconer brings a completely new twist to minion gameplay.
Yes, all of it, yes.
In this video, we're going to show off the new skills and show off cool interactions from the Falconer.
Nice, let's go.
Then we're going to talk a little bit about the different archetypes that
I love that this ability.
Cool interactions from the Falconer.
I am going to assume you can. This is similar to the ghosts of the Necromancer or the Acolyte, whatever. That you just pop it and you can run around and it will just keep hitting someone around you. Obviously, it has a cooldown. Obviously, you probably can't do it 100% of the time. But I like that ability. Sometimes you just don't want to deal with bullshit. Just click this button, you run, and everything just dies. I love it.
We're going to talk a little bit about the...
Similar to like there was a build in Diablo 3, this like a long time ago, and I don't even know if the build was viable. But you would have the rain from above skill, but you wouldn't spec into like the bombardment, you wouldn't spec into the beast, you would just have it like the default one. And you would just have random fucking arrows dropping everywhere and killing stuff. Ah, man, good old days.
The different archetypes that the Falconer offers, followed by showing off some builds that will have guides ready for launch. You might also notice some graphical improvements in this video, because there's a lot of upgrades for launch. Let's have a quick look at the skills you unlock exclusively as a Falconer.
See, Falconry, summon a falcon that fights with you. This is the passive, and an active, it has... Oh, so this is... Iron rapidly hits many enemies in the target area. Okay, so that's the one that like... Or is dive bomb. This guy then dive bombs the target location at high speed, dealing a high amount of physical damage to enemies in the area. Press A to give your minions an attack command. Okay. We got traps. Throw a trap that explodes when triggered, dealing throwing fire damage. Traps take 0.4 to arm. Okay. This might work with the decoy as well. We'll see. Aerial assault, you leap toward. Maybe there's going to be a trap build. Something with decoy. There's already like a legendary for decoys where it like it, it does more damage or some shit. But it's like, we'll see. You leap towards the target and your falcon dives to catch you. Okay, so this is the movement. Files up and unleash a wind burst at the target location. And this one shares cooldown with dash, I believe. Leaps backwards and throws a net which snares enemies and deals physical damage. Netted bosses and rare enemies have 35% less movement speed, and other enemies are immobilized. Right now, I don't see a use for net. Most bosses don't really need to even follow you. They just have, like, they just shoot from like far away. They don't really like auto attack you. So I don't see net as being very useful. Is there a boss where net is actually useful? Yeah, no, not really. Yeah, I don't see net unless like it can proc something else. I don't see net being useful. Dive bomb, Falconer sends high into the sky, then dive bombs the target location at high speed, dealing a high amount of physical damage to enemies in the area. And also, even if you use it for like the mobility, I don't think it'll be necessary. Physical damage to enemies in the area. Okay.
We'll be going over these and their respective skill trees, but if you want a deep dive and more to chew on, head on over to Max Roll, linked below to find out more. Keep in mind, these skills will unlock as you level. Your character automatically learns them after reaching certain thresholds in the Falconer passive tree.
Yeah.
These skill showcases were provided by different Max Roll creators. You can find their Twitch channel on the screen during each skill showcase. I have not seen the Falconer at all, so this is also going to be my first look and my first impression to everything here. First, we're going to look at Falconry, the skill that actually enables the Falcon. Bina, take it away.
Alright, so this is the Falcon from the Falconry skill. As you can see, as you walk by you, he just passively auto-attacks everything. He is a minion, and he is invulnerable to any attacks, so you don't have to worry about his survivability or anything like this. He also has
people making fun of me when I said Falconer is gonna be a pet, what's it called? And I was like, what else is gonna be? It has to be a pet rogue build. Like, what kind of hunter rogue type doesn't have a pet? Like, come on, in ARPGs.
has access to an active skill, which you can see him dashing his way here.
Okay, so this is the active
killing
skill.
everything
Nice.
in its path.
That's what I thought.
This is obviously on a cooldown, so you won't be able to spam it, but there are ways to reduce its cooldown and being able to spam it even more. So basically, this is your
Question
Falcon
is,
friend,
does it do?
which
How much
is
damage it does?
the main fantasy around the Falcon.
Like he's clearly overgeared for this, right? It's just like I can't tell how much damage it actually does.
To be able to use other skills, you also have to have the Falcon on your hotbar, as we'll see a little bit later. But this is the base ability of the Falcon.
So, Bina, are there any cool interactions that changes the skill a lot?
Yeah, dude, he
Yes.
attacks really often on his own though.
Fantasy
Look at
around the
that
Falcon.
shit. Not this.
To be
This.
able to use
Boom.
other skills, you also
Look at
have
this.
to have the Falcon on your hotbar,
Attack,
as
attack,
we'll see a little bit later.
Attack.
But this is the
Attack.
base ability
Attack.
of the Falcon.
Attack.
So, Bina,
He attacks
are there
really
any
fast. I wonder if his attack also scales with your attack speed. That would be interesting to know.
cool interactions that changes the skill a lot?
Yes, so your Falcon can actually use Acid Flask. So if you go to the left side of the tree here, you can actually see that there's Toxic Airdrop, and your Falcon now throws Acid Flask for you. Obviously, this consumes your a portion of your mana cost for Acid Flask. You can max this out so you can throw even more.
And that is a sick interaction. There's already an acid flask kind of build. Wait. The B rogue might be viable yet. I was playing with another guy, Ash, and he made a build with acid flask that summons bees. He had like 200 bees, like at some point, like 217 bees. And it's just a swarm of bees just attacking. Oh man, that would be interesting. Just go for like full minion damage and then that would be
And then
really
you can
interesting.
even grant him a chance to gain charges when you use Acid Flask. So finally, guys, an Acid Flask buff, and your Falcon has the chance to use it.
That'd be interesting.
Next up, we're going to look at Aerial Assault with McFluffin.
Hey, thanks, Diz. So
Oh no, it wasn't from acid flux. Damn, no, it was from the decoy. The decoy summoned bees. Fuck. Never mind. Ah, shit.
Assault is a new movement ability, and one of the really cool things about it is it's not your character moving, it's actually your Falcon moving you. So as you go throughout the world and you use aerial assault, it'll actually pick you up and throw you in front of where you were, and it can actually throw you quite a long ways. And at the end of it, it will actually do a feather burst attack, so it will do damage to enemies that are in
Good
front
for
of you at the
melee,
very end of the flight that you take, thanks to the
melee
bird.
damage
And
for
is there
sure.
any like big things that we can change on this skill to make it have a different?
Because this is like a targeted skill, unlike dash. Dash is like just the full way. This could actually be a lot better for like a melee build. And I believe you can just, you don't need to have the Falconer. You don't have to be a Falconer to have this. I believe this is like a skill, like a third skill, a fourth skill. Oh no, never mind. The first two were not it. Shit, so you might actually have to be a Falconer for this.
Different interaction?
Absolutely. So I am a huge fan.
Let me see this.
To make it have a different interaction?
Absolutely. So I am a
Yeah, shit. Okay, it's the third one, so you won't be able to. This will require 30 points in Falconer, which you can only get 25 points in, so if you're not a Falconer, that is.
a huge fan of Shadow Daggers, and I play that probably more than
That's why, yeah, I'm pretty sure this would be like for melee Shadow Daggers type thing. If you can do it with the shift, you can spawn a lot of fucking Shadow Daggers. But yeah, again, the Shadow Daggers is probably like my least favorite build, but like, yeah. So it would be a Shadow Daggers Falconer build for melee for sure. Maybe multi-strike Falconer with traps for ranged. I don't know.
more than anything else. And this actually gives us a new way to play a Shadow Dagger build. So if we go up here and we take Twilight Strike, we actually get access to Umbral Blades, which has the ability to throw out blades.
6 Umbral Blades on Feather Burst. That is kind of broken. Oh no.
At the same time,
no, I don't want to do another Umbral Blade build, bro. Fuck.
when the feathers are being thrown out, but those can apply.
Umbral Blades hits from Twilight Strike, no 9-flick Shadow Daggers too. Jesus Christ. Shadow Daggers was the reason the Umbral Strike was doing so much damage, because the Shadow Daggers would just like proc every 4 stacks of the Umbral Strike. Like it gives you like a strike thing, a stack, and every 4th one, a dagger. This dagger would pop, and this dagger would do like insane amount of fucking damage. And because you summon, usually it's only like you can only get 3 daggers out, but they spin in place, so they get the 4 stacks like that. So yeah, you would get these plumed daggers all the fucking time, the Shadow Daggers, whatever. Yeah, fuck, man, I don't want I don't want another Umbral Daggers
Apply
build.
Shadow Daggers. On top of that,
I'm not a
Assault
fan.
itself has a node that allows additional Shadow Daggers to be thrown out for even more damage. So this gives us a way
Look, look at that, bro.
additional Shadow Daggers to be thrown out for even more damage.
Bro, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably. I think there was a 6th one too. This is like an almost instant kill boss. Like when you get the Umbral, like the dagger damage up to like 60k, 70k, 100k, whatever, and like it's not that hard to get it there. Like that, a tier 200 boss, just fucking delete it.
So this gives us a way to play another Shadow Dagger build that's now using the Falcon instead of the typical Blade Dancer, and it does a ton of damage.
It
You
is,
can see all the explosions going off here, and you can build.
Poor mage, bro. Obviously, this is like a regular run. This is not even stability 72. Yeah, this is nothing, right? This is like a. What's the level here even? Does it say the level? I think he has to open the map to show the level of the mobs.
Blades in front of it, and just allows for a ton of customization, even in that small little bit of the skill tree.
Let's see if he opens the map at any point.
Next.
Fucking Shadow Daggers again. No. Fuck my
Up,
life.
we're gonna do Dive Bomb with Boardman.
Yeah, thanks, sis.
Oh,
Dive
good.
Bomb is the last skill that you get access to as the Falconer, and with it, it does a powerful AoE that does a single hit in a big area, allowing you to do great single target as well as clear out huge hordes of mobs that you can round up. one of the sweet things that you can get to do with the Falcon is it has great damage effectiveness, and you can also boost its damage by stacking a lot of your primary stat and by using bow attacks.
So how does this skill work? Do you target a location and it slams that location?
Yep, all you have to do is point your mouse where you want it to go, call it down, and it'll fly from the sky, doing its huge damage in a big area.
Do you know what's the lowest you can get the cooldown to?
So the cooldown has a couple of interactions with other skills that actually replenish its cooldown and gives you cooldown recovery every time that you use like traps, for instance, and they explode. You can take off 4% of the remaining cooldown, so you can actually make it be reused really, really fast.
Wow. And is there any nodes on the skill tree we can take that changes this skill drastically?
I don't think that unless they're nerfing Shadow Daggers like a motherfucker, I don't think anything else is gonna be anywhere near as close to viable in terms of just like Falconer abilities. Like, yeah, if you go for like, well, actually you can't even use multi-shot because you're gonna be, multi-shot is ranger specific, but or archer specific, whatever that class is called, the subclass. But like, I don't think anything is gonna be anywhere near Shadow Daggers.
Oh yes, it has a couple of synergies with other skills. For instance, if you go inside the skill tree, you can make it to you can target over here on the right side the decoy, and when you hit.
Let's see what else. Does this have umbral daggers? If it does. No, it looks like it has something with shurikens though. And crimson dash as well. Okay.
The decoy, you can make the decoy explode instantly when the Falcon blasts. So you actually have decoy, you can throw it out. Decoy will then call in all the enemies to target it, and then you can make it explode as soon as the enemies are close by with the dive bomb.
And next up, we're going to see Explosive Drop by Volkit, because the Falconer actually has individual skills that don't rely on the Falcon as well.
This is actually the first skill you can get by splitting into Falconer tree. So you only need 5 points on the Falconer tree to get this skill. It's like a classic trapper playstyle. You can actually do any of the elements as a damage type with this. So you can do fire, cold, or lightning, or even all of those at once. So really cool, like a classic trapper playstyle.
So is that why the traps have different colors?
Yeah, exactly. So I have actually converted this, all of the elements at once. So cold.
Unless there's a way to drop multiple traps automatically, I don't see this as a very viable. Like, it's viable in terms of like damage, probably. I don't think it's viable in terms of like gameplay speed. Like, you might be able to do 400s with it, sure. Like, just damage wise, but I doubt it will be as fast as doing umbral dagger. What's called Shadow Daggers. Like, it's just. Because it's passive. You don't have to do anything for it. You just have to dash, or you have to like, you know, you just run around whenever your cooldown is up to like boost yourself forward. Everything just dies. So in that regard, it's like it's like what is going to be as efficient in terms of like clear speed? I don't think, unless the traps can drop automatically and do like insane amount of damage and pull enemies onto them, maybe. I don't know.
Fire and lightning, and that's actually the way you can maximize the amount of traps you have at once, pretty much. So basically maximizing the DPS.
It's not great that they have different attributes though. It's definitely not ideal. Unless, like, can you run full plus elemental damage? I feel like not. You can't really.
Is there any way to make this skill interact with the Falcon?
Yeah, so it can actually give pretty massive amount of buffs on the Falcon itself. So basically, you throw traps, and when they detonate, you get buffs on the Falcon.
So are there any big changes you can do in the skill to make the skill behave differently?
Yeah, so you can actually make this skill a bow skill with the blast train node here. So you spec the bow skill here, and then you can also get detonating arrow procs on the skill. So you're gonna be like a fully bow playstyle if you do this.
Wow.
Yeah, so you have like massive range, massive AoE. You have.
Are the traps shooting more arrows though?
Procs going like everywhere. Amazing playstyle, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, if you can proc them by attacking, or if like by dropping them they can shoot, then yeah, that's fine. But like, if it's just like, you know, you drop them and shit, it explodes or whatever, like it's not gonna be very useful.
Definitely the most fun I've had in
Am I playing this? Skills. Wow.
You can also do this without converting it to bow, but I mean, the bow just makes it so good.
Yeah, that auto shooting. What is that from?
That's like Explosive arrow on crack.
Yeah, whatever is doing like that, and whatever's shooting these ice bolts throughout.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna start squirrel, but now I'm not 100% sure anymore. Holy. And the Falconer also has
Yeah, that
utility
looks
skills.
interesting.
So next up, we're gonna show up the net ability with Tarek.
Yeah, so Net is going to be a very powerful supporting skill in order to control monsters. It basically immobilizes regular enemies and is going to also reduce the movement speed of rares and bosses. And as you can see, it also makes your character leap backward whenever you use it.
Are there any different ways we can make this skill completely different?
There is one particular way that is very interesting at the bottom of the tree here. Basically, you're going to convert the net into a trap, and from that trap, it's going to use puncture. Interesting part about it is that you can actually use bow attacks with it. So it's actually like a ranged playstyle.
So are those caltrops that are falling down from the net?
This is also another part of the skill tree. Whenever you use net, is going to throw caltrops where you use the ability, and it's also going to use caltrops where you aimed at. So it's kind of like leaving behind dot on the ground.
So now it's basically a clearing ability. As we've just learned, the Falconer offers loads of different playstyles. You don't have to just be a minion build, and you have loads of exclusive skills that you can't use otherwise, and cool interactions with other things.
I don't think they will compare to fucking Shadow Daggers unless they nerf the fuck out of Shadow Daggers. I'm sorry, but like I don't see it.
Look at a build from Boardman, and this is something they'll have a max roll guide, and we'll have a separate video for this before launch, so make sure you check that out as well. Boardman, tell us a little bit about the build.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Ziz. This build's going to be using a lot of the Falconer abilities. We're going to have Aerial Assault, we're going to have Dive Bomb, we're going to have Smoke Bomb to buff us with our defense, Falcon Strikes, and then we'll be throwing some Trap. Every time that we use Aerial Assault, we'll leap forward, our Falcon will have a nice Feather Storm that he puts out there. We'll have Dive Bomb to come down and absolutely destroy enemies for single targeted in a short area. And then when you really need, you can have Falcon Strikes go off, which is going to allow us to just have a bunch of attacks on a whole bunch of enemies in a small area. And then whenever you need to buff your Falcon, we can throw out traps, and every time a trap explodes, it's going to give penetration for our Falcon, allowing his damage to scale and get absolutely ridiculous. Due to Dive Bomb having really great damage, a lot of added damage effectiveness and scalers with it, single target is just as good as clearing, so you can go super fast if you just want to speedrun echoes, or if you want to take on bosses.
What's the tank on this build like?
This is super slow in terms of like echo farming. I'll tell you right now, this is super slow. Like I would be already at the boss just by dashing, and while dashing and would drop blades and shadow daggers and the other shadow thing that like cascade and shadow cascade, which also gives you shadow daggers. Yeah, I would already be at the boss. All you do is just fucking run and dash. Like you don't even hit anything else.
It's very tanky. You even get to leech a portion of the damage that the Falcon is doing, and because it does so much damage, you can pretty much always count on a ton of leech coming in to keep you alive.
So Volka, show us more of the crazy bow build.
Yeah, so we're using Explosive Trap as the main skill here. So proccing tons of detonating arrows and icicles from the
What level is this? Open the map,
Otherwise,
bro.
it's a classic bow play.
It's level 87. Yeah, what level is the thing?
Smoke bomb and some of these utility skills like shurikens for tankiness.
For full clarity, the build we're showing here is actually a marksman. This specs into the Falconer tree to gain access to its skills and passive perks.
Overall, really like strong DPS build. It's really squishy though, so you need to be basically just killing enemies before they kill you. Basically no defense. You don't really need any defense with this build, to be honest, because as you can see, the gameplay is just, well, kind of kind of absurd with the AoE and range. Maybe you could, of course, build some tankiness, but that's kind of the thing with marksman. It doesn't really have much options for like huge tankiness. You can get cleansing blow and armor, but of course HP, but you know, there's not that many options.
So can you walk me through all the skills you're using in the build and what they do?
Yeah, so Explosive Trap as a main skill, then that's gonna proc the Detonating Arrow, so we actually don't need to really use Detonating Arrow manually, so sometimes you need to use it for mana, basically just gaining mana on hit, and then Shift for movement, and Smoke Bomb for basically just some tankiness, some...
so the trap can proc the arrow, okay.
Dancing Blow, and then decoy. You can use decoy for basically taunting enemies.
And I
Okay,
guess this
so the
build
decoy
just
is
has
there
single
for
target
just
and
specific-
farming. Like it's got it all except tank.
Yeah, exactly. It has everything except tanky. As you can see, let's pop this here. These enemies are usually pretty tanky. They basically die instantly.
Again, what
So that
what
marks
tier
the
was
end of the
this?
Falconer showcase that we're bringing you here today. Make sure you go to Max Roll as well for a detailed breakdown. All in all, the class looks extremely promising, and it's starting a very unique way to approach the Summoner and Combat Heavy Hybrid class that we've never really seen in an ARPG before in this way. And a huge thank you to all the Max Roll creators that helped show me this and make this an amazing video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video as much as I enjoyed making it. The Falconer comes out February 21st with the full release of Last Epoch. I hope to see you in Terra, and a big thank you to 11 Hour Games for making an amazing
Terra.
video and letting us show off the Falconer.
Okay.
And as always, try to die less than I do.
Look at that face. Oh man, I wonder if he actually went to like
And
do
as always,
this, like to do this just for this video, or he was just like he already did it before and like he just found the footage. Yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the Shadow Daggers is probably gonna be the like de facto insane damage. I mean, the trap one that see if we can see it here. Where's the trap? Um Deal more damage, no. When you directly throw exhaust trap, hits always freeze, new. I want your explosive trap detonate your Falcon's skill, recover a portion. Okay, whatever. All this. There you go. When explosive trap detonates, all other explosive traps now also detonate in quick succession. Fire detonating arrow at the original target trap's location. See, this might be good. Like this would probably be the move. Otherwise, this lacks damage. Well, not damage, but it lacks nice. Holy, per 3 dexterity. It's not bad. 2 damage per 3 dexterity. You should be having about 120 dexterity at end game. That's was it divided by 4 T. So that's plus 80 damage, and this is flat damage, by the way. This is not like this is before scaling plus 80. Yeah, that's nice. And it's cool. I just don't know, man. I feel like the Shadow Dagger is probably gonna be like insane, way more insane. What else we got here? Yeah, this net is also doing something. Don't care about that. Acid snare, don't care. Something like 1 out of 1. Now throws a trap, net and nearby enemies. Net traps now also use puncture for you when they are triggered. This will use the melee or bow version of puncture. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So this would also be interesting. So net trap doing puncture now. With this, having net do puncture arrows, shots, and having what do you call it? Having explosive do detonating arrows, and these are the ones you can do as a ranger as well. So you just get 10 points into Falconer. You can get both of these to auto shoot puncture and what do you call it? Lightning detonating arrow. Might be interesting. Dive bomb, I'm not gonna lie, dive bomb felt pretty weak. like maybe the damage is good, but like in terms of like what it can do, like its utility, I feel like it is lacking utility. Now this is feather fall that causes razor sharp feathers to strike a number of enemies in the area around the target. Yeah, it's fine. What's the cooldown on this? 7 seconds, and you can reduce it. Move faster while you have at least 5 stacks of Talon Blades. What's Talon Blades? Dive Bomb and Featherfall hits grant you a stack of Talon Blades. You have increased critical strike chance. This might be interesting. Perhaps they instantly explode, learn more damage in a larger area. And increases their damage. This would also inadvertently increase the damage of the thing, right? Yeah, Crimson Shroud. Of the arrows they shoot, I guess. Decoy detonates it, causing explosion to deal more damage. Yeah, whatever. Shadow Falconer deals more damage per Umbral Blade you have on the ground. Oh boy, how much more? Oh, just 5%, that's not a lot. Shadow Falcon takes your Falcon's place that uses Dive Bomb. Your Falcon is able to attack and use other abilities during this attack. Interesting. And stack of Dusk Shroud for each Shadow Falcon. Yeah, whatever. Defensive. Leap with Spear. Okay, anyways, yeah, looks interesting. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna try to avoid Umbral Blade as much as possible, but yeah, that's actually like, overall, looks like a decently interesting class, even though I'm not big on pets, though lately it has been changing. But yeah, we're definitely gonna give Falconer a shot, but man, sucks I can't try it out before the actual release, because I don't want to waste time on a class that I won't be maining. That is the problem. Also, I don't even know if there's a, I don't think they announced if there's going to be a new season or not, like when the game is released, right? I hope there is, but also at the same time, I hope there isn't. Or at least I hope the itemization is going to be like way more robust than it is now with the new addition of the guilds. But honestly, because of the addition of the guilds, I feel like all the items people have should not be able to go on the auction house, all that shit, right? So, you know, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it because there's so many additions being added to last Epoch on release that's like, I don't know if I want people to like, and I don't know if I want myself to already have ready characters for endgame and then do the systems. I'd rather go from zero, no items, no nothing, so that it kind of like levels out the playing field. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like a lot of people will start playing when the game just comes out and like seeing people already doing like fucking 800s and shit. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be discouraging. For me personally, I don't care too much, but I feel like overall it might be discouraging to people. I personally, I don't give a shit. Like I don't play with other people anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.